Awesome. So, right, I get some people in the chat. If you already know VR, aka the VR streamer, in my opinion, you'll know he is a pretty good VR tech man. So he's not only good at playing the games. What's your favorite game to play?
It's got to be Synth Riders.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Synth Riders, which is a great game because I've discovered that I can like watch that whilst I'm in the bath because it's good tunes always. I know, it's a little bit weird, but it's not like it's not like this, is it? It's not two-way, so it's not that weird. But I think it's a really good a good game that seems to capture a lot of people, doesn't it? Because you've got you've got loads of. Go on, we're going to have the stutty digital conversation. Go on, tell us why.
It's just such a... Yeah, it's such a great game, though. It ticks a lot of boxes for me, especially when you stream it. You can be interactive with chat, which is one of my passions, really, is that interaction. You get some great tunes that people pick out, often ones you haven't heard in ages, and it's like, oh, that's just amazing to hear again. And they get a workout as well. So, there's nothing not to like, really.
Well, they don't get a workout. You get a workout, right?
Well, if people dance along with me, they certainly can get a workout. Yeah. Or if people join in multiplayer, then they can as well, too.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I think when I'm in the bath, I'm not getting any workout. And when I'm watching you whilst eating chocolate, I'm definitely not getting any workout. But the theory is there. Oh, Ostro says she doesn't have a bath. That is very, very sad. A bath is a gift, I think. I'm one of those weird people that like to lie in a really hot bath with lots of oils and lots of bubbles and a glass of wine and a book, or VRFLAD. Sometimes both, because that's the good thing about music. But here's what I want to do with these interviews, really, is I want to get people to see behind the streamer there's an actual person. And we've had breakfast together, or brunch. You made me a very good brunch. I didn't bring the brownies, so I got massive minus points for that. It's even in your set, so. But streaming's a part of your life, but it's a joy, really, isn't it? And
it is. It's a hobby.
But who is the real VRFLAD?
So well, my real name's Phil, which is on my about page, so it's out there. But yeah, I love technology, so very much. I like connecting with people as well, and one of my passions around technology is the breaking new boundaries, and VR is very much part of that now. We're still in kind of a VR revolution at the moment, and for me, it's that technology. It's connecting with people. My day job's a computer engineer, working for a large software company, and so that's very fortunate. I got a lot of transferable skills there for streaming as well. But yeah, I like the outdoors. I like going out for lots of dog walks and traveling, which is obviously a bit more challenging to do in these times. But virtual reality can take you to new worlds, without having to leave the house as well. So that's been quite nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, so I like that. I work for a large technology company, and I cannot tell you who, because I'd actually have to kill you. But does this large company support what you're doing? Is there a connection there? Is there some crossover?
There's no crossover. They allow me to do work. They're also very good for supporting any donations I do to charity. So when I donate to charity, I do it to my work, and they double it.
Oh wow!
And that's up to multiple thousands of pounds a year. So it's unlikely I'd hit that limit. But so they're really good at letting you have your own work and life balance. So I can work a relatively normal number of hours. Occasionally it'll get busy, and that's just the nature of work. But it's the exception rather than the rule. So I'm very fortunate I can have this so-called second career of streaming.
That's so cool. So okay, they double what you raise, and you do a stream every month, right? Or is it two charities every month?
It's a charity a month. We've done 1 month where we did double, ended up with 200 before matching, so that's 400. Then last month I did 2, because it's a special month, really. It's very much a month for giving, as you'd probably be fully in on that. So I did one for a charity that supports the homeless in Reading, and I also did one for the British Lung Foundation, because I lost my father last year. And so I thought it's an important way to commemorate his passing with doing some good. So we did those. Also, my birthday stream that was this month, we also donated to a local hospital trust charity, because my partner had been in hospital for twice over the month, being unwell. So we also donated £188 to that charity. Well, so this month was an expensive month. £388, so doubled about 750.
That's incredible. So from me, obviously, I as you know, me a little bit better than some do. I'm a trainee vicar. I'm a Christian. I have the faith thing is like part of my raison d'etre, my reason for living. So for me, I'm hearing charity giving. I'm like, yeah. This is normal for me. But actually, I'm learning that it's not. Like, so how do you how did you sort of get more generous? I want to say, how did you get more generous? Does that sound okay? I don't mean it rudely.
No, it's fine. It might be easier if I
go on.
Yeah, share the story about what got me into streaming in the first place and how that evolved. Because I never actually planned to stream.
Okay.
So I got to know a few friends, of which Ostro was one of them in chat.
Legend.
And yeah, I was speaking to her and a few others like about VR, and it's like, well, look, I can try and set it up so I can share it to you somehow. And I tried to set it up actually initially on Discord, like we were having a video call on Discord. Unfortunately, I didn't work so well, as in it just doesn't work. And for those wanting to try that, just give up. So I ended up, well, okay, the tools are free for doing it on Twitch. I'll just get OBS set up and I'll do it on Twitch. So I started to stream to a couple of friends, and Ostro and another streamer, now streamer, not back then, called Alnon, basically got a load of people to jump in. And so it was quite kind of weird and a bit overwhelming in some ways, but what was really strange is people hung around and they stuck at it whilst I was going through a few different games. So I thought, well, this is good fun. I prefer games where there's interaction as multiplayer, typically in a cooperative rather than versus environment. And so I was able to play VR games and actually have interaction with people, which is one of the areas in a lot of the VR stuff I've played. It's very much single player experience. So for me, it was really good. And so it's always been a hobby. It's always very much been something which I wanted to, when I actually got into it, it's like, well, actually I'm doing this, I'm getting some fun. And as for a few months in, I was looking at doing a charity stream with a bunch of other streamers, and that fell through. So I thought, well, I want to do something here. I got to a stage where I'm not a massive big partner or stream like that, but I've got enough people watching me to be able to put across a message here to promote charities, and I came up with the concept of Charity of the Month. And so that was the first part. Sort of, I felt right to give back, because I get some money from subs and bits, and they go back into the stream. But then I'm not actually paying for some of the tech I get, so I kind of felt bad in a way, and that's what inspired me. It's like, okay, I don't want to be gaining from this. I want to give to charity. So that's what I've done, is I've done the Charity of the Month kind of to sort of address the balance of what I feel is right in my position. I'm very fortunate to have a good job, and I can afford to have that disposable income, which would sometimes go on tech, but now I can give it to charity instead. So that's the first part. And the other thing sort of to give back was very much realizing there's a lot of transferable skills with the technology I use on stream. I found some great software, particularly the bot that's the backbone of my stream, called StreamerBot. And I was able to really get to use this and to push the boundaries what you can do, and some really fun examples. And I realized actually I could help people further by helping others. And I tried to do that on Twitch at first, but then it's a case of actually it doesn't work on stream. So to really explain in a way where it can be followed by the majority of people. And so, yeah, that's the second part of giving back, which I try and do.
I love that, and I love it. Yeah, the we got to know each other probably quite well through my consistent I need help. The bots. Even right now, I'm thinking I just tried to do a shout out for Ostro, because I didn't want to do the video shout out, which is so clever and cool. I just did the SO, but it's not worked, and I'm there like, do I ask him? Do I wait till he finishes the sentence? But no, so I love that. So yeah, so it started out, you streaming with some friends, worked out different ways, found Twitch as a good mediation point to do that together. I think that's really interesting, because with VR, I get that, the solo aspect of it. I think that's true. I only really knew it as like escaping into another world on your own sort of thing in the Star Wars kind of like epic games that came out early, PS4 VR. That got me really excited by it. But actually, yeah, now I think, because I watched you so much, I can't imagine. Well, you started playing that shooting game, the zombie one.
Yeah, After the Fall, that's fun in multiplayer. It's good.
Yeah, and so that again, I initially thought you were on your own, and I thought no, he's multiplaying again, and you're bringing people together in a world where at the moment loads of people are stuck in their houses, and you're gathering with friends, and you're supporting each other and encouraging each other. Have you got have you sort of got a story that you feel comfortable sharing about how like the streaming community has just actually been just a good news story from that, something that you could say actually this happened through this method of communication and community? And
yeah, I mean, certainly it's helped me through the pandemic, just from actually consuming Twitch content to start with, and that's how I met a lot of the people I still know now. And I see a bunch of people in chats, and I've known them all just from other streamers. And so I'm being very fortunate to have found some really great communities, primarily around World of Warcraft.
okay,
So people like Apple Storm, people like Lozzie Pop, and they're the sort of communities that I really sort of felt very welcomed into, and so it was really lovely to get that support back when I started streaming from the people, and I would never expected it, but people have just been really, really positive, and that's kind of inspired me to have this kind of positive and supportive community. And I'm not alone in that thoughts. And so rather than setting up my own Discord, for example, I have a Discord with 5 other streamers.
Yeah, I love that.
Of which a couple are in chat as well.
They are, yeah. I can see their names. They're loyal. They're here.
Exactly. And so, but it's such a lovely community where people help each other out, and there's a venting area for people to be able to vent and to be listened to. They may not get the answer, but they'll be acknowledged, and sometimes that's all you need is just to sort of have a little vent, have a little shout about something, and it can be enough to help you move forward, but at least to know that you're not alone, which at this time is super important.
I love that. Yeah. So one thing that I find really interesting about your stream is that it seems to be quite authentic. So what's unique, I think, about your community, what's it called? Shifting reality. Shifting realities.
That's right. That's correct.
It feels quite authentic. Like, so one of the things about Discord communities is that they kind of they run the risk of being the I'm going live spam, and people are only interested in the community as long as you're turning up in their streams. Now, I've actually found quite interestingly that's not the case with yours. And what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think the difference is? Is it a practical thing, a technology thing, the way that you build the Discord, or is it the way that you just set your ground rules? Or what do you think's caused that?
Yeah, I think it's the people behind it. So initially, it was my server on its own, and it didn't feel right, because there's lots of Discords out there, and as others were streaming, we're looking at, so well, look, we can share this with, and we looked at then from the three of us actually were known as the Terrible Trio. We looked at expanding that out to be a few other streamers.
Yeah.
And that's been really good because everyone's like-minded, and it's about being a place for people to keep touch with. And what I've seen in other shared Discords is you have pretty much completely separate areas. Whereas what we strive to have is a single area it's like a hub of communications, and all the communication is focused typically in sort of general chat, where it is just for everyone to come along and to have that place. But there are other areas you can just talk about specifics, be it on the bot in my area, be it about art in Ostrogothia's area, some coffee memes in Coffee's area and that kind of stuff. It's it's a bit for everyone, and it's very much an inclusive space, which is really super important to all the people that co-own the Discord now.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. See, I love that. I love the idea that you could be a bunch of different people from different walks of life and find some common ground and thrive in that space.
Smart.
Oh, thanks
He's
for
loyal.
the bits. Clearly, Clara, thank you. Very
I
kind.
appreciate
Make
that.
sure you donate to the charity. It's all very kind, and I'm sure that lots of people are going to be loving and all that. But here's the link to the charity, my friends. That's where I want the money to go. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's go under the oh, did it go? Oh wait, do you know what? I haven't turned this in, and I spent ages doing this, and I was really pleased with myself. There we go, people. Now you know who it is, and that's where to go to follow. Oh, we got a raid. Brother Bear. Thank you. Oh, it crashed my thing. That's good. I've not seen that happen before. That's nice. Hey, Mr. Chair Guy, welcome. We're just having a chat about all sorts of things. So this is perfect timing, I guess. There's some extra people here. I want to say, Phil, what's your guilty pleasure?
So my guilty pleasure is I have quite the sweet tooth. Last year I'm rather fond of cream eggs.
Cheers for the follow.
So I do like Cadbury's cream egg, and
let's get a beer sometime.
In 2020, I had none. I think I had a bit of FOMO on that, a bit much in 2021. So I ended up going through about 150 of them this year. So
do you kid it? So this year, 150 cream eggs.
Yeah. I'm also rather partial to Toblerone too, and there's always some nearby. But thankfully, Synth Riders is a very active game, and I have lost weight.
Yeah, so that's quite an achievement. Because did you count it? Have you counted your weight loss over that?
I've measured myself now and again every month or two, so it's just I actually dropped underneath 100 kilos because I'm just over 2 meters tall. So anything over 100 kilos is actually strictly overweight, even though BMIs are a whole crazy idea. But it's just one of those things I just jumped on just out of curiosity. It's like, oh, it starts with a 9.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. And I love that as well, that you just phrase it out there that you're like the size of a house. Which is true, because I'm quite tall. I thought I was tall anyway, and then I stood next to you. I thought, oh, flipping heck, I'm like a mini human. I've just got to save somebody who's been. I don't know what's going on here. I've got a bot that doesn't exist, but it's decided to just make itself known, and it's just like blocked out somebody in the chat for no reason other than just to be, I'm still here, sort of thing. Let's see if that works.
Yeah.
The user you're trying to ban doesn't exist. Oh dear. Oh well. So that's interesting. I'm hopping off. Oh, thanks for the raid, Bjorn.
Thank you, Bjorn. Take care of yourself.
Very cool. I felt like a hobbit standing next to Lizzie Pot. Felt like a hobbit standing next to you. That's so good. Thanks for trusting us with your community, Bjorn. Very, very thankful for that. Oh, what's going on? Are you streaming as well? Oh, you're just hosting. Right.
Just hosting.
I want to.
meant
I want
earlier.
to. That's all good. Oh my goodness me. Right. Okay, you might break my. Was it Lozzie that we were in last night? And her text to speak thing went absolutely insane. Who was that we raided yesterday?
No, that was Shay VR.
Shay VR. Because I don't know how her bot survived that. It was insane. It was insane.
It caught up eventually. No, and it's great to see to Shay. He's a relatively new affiliate certainly, and streamer, I believe. Doing well, and we like to share the love around all different communities of all different sizes.
She's from the UK as well, isn't she?
She is indeed, yes.
You can tell she had one of those very one of us accents. That's cool. Okay, so we've done some guilty pleasure. I'm really, oh, for goodness sake, I don't know why Streaming Elements is kicking in and doing stuff. I don't need Streaming Elements. I've got this really.
You can
cool
unmod
bot.
it, and that'll be fine. If you /unmod space Streaming Elements, that'll work.
Oh my goodness, you have just unmod and then Stream Elements, is it? Oh wow. Look, it's like a live tutorial. I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. You know, you never end giving, do you? You never stop giving. You never stop giving. All right. So one thing. So we know you're absolutely. Oh, I love this tune. We're gonna watch this tune later. The video for it is so funny.
Awesome.
Have you So we know your guilty pleasures chocolate. We know that you're 150 cream eggs. 150 cream eggs.
Yeah.
That's a lot of eggs in a year. That is a lot. I
think
of
that's
eggs.
a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I think that is. I think the fact that you ate 150 eggs and lost weight is like you've defied gravity there. That's some next level tech skill that you've got. So that company you work for must be pretty forward thinking. Here he is. He's back. Love that. I want to try cream egg. Lithia, if you've never had a cream egg, there's a reason he's had 150. If I could do the exercise to counter it, I probably would rival him on the eating of cream eggs. How do you eat yours? How do you eat yours? Go on, describe it, Phil. How do you eat your eggs?
I'll take the top off, empty the middle, and then eat the rest.
Oh, okay. That's a very, very nice way to do it. I'm a shocker. I like I do similar. But I don't say I eat the middle. No,
I thought I'd do it in a TOS safe way.
Yeah, no ASMR in here. Thank you very much. Okay, can you give me getting to know you is kind of like seeing. Okay, you're this tech guy. You work for a big company, but you're a loving community guy. Really down to earth. One of the things I really enjoyed about our time together is that you just were yourself and like. There is definitely no difference between the dancing Vlad and the cooking brunch Phil. You know, you're consistent.
I don't dance around the kitchen, I might add.
Okay, all right, okay, that's fair enough. But here, have you got something that I think I like to know about people is like the story that they don't want to tell, in a nice way, not the bad way. Okay, so the story, what's the funniest thing that's ever happened to you? Like maybe it's embarrassing, or maybe it's just like it made you laugh a lot, and you.
I think the funniest thing really is got to be discovering the Reface app about a year ago, just over a year ago now. And again, back to the terrible trio. That's actually how we got the name. About 3 streamers were primarily targeted with lots of refaces over time. It started off with Apple Storm, with him as Taylor Swift, and we were in tears with the refaces. We even ended up making a site with 3 streamers, which I won't share the site details here.
Can you find it though? Is it Googleable?
It is. I'll share it to you. It's not something I should really share on stream.
Okay, that's cool.
But yeah, it was just I had so much laughs from it, and we pretty much cemented ourselves as a terrible trio, and it helped really strengthen a really solid friendship between myself and Amalon and Ostrogothia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so good.
As you can see from the reaction in chat, it's some people love it, some people are disturbed by it.
Cheers for the follow, you absolute legend.
Thanks for tying
Let's
it
get a beer sometime, yeah?
Let's follow, yeah. I think I may or may not have seen this website actually. There's all sorts of interesting stuff in your community like that, though, isn't there? There's all sorts of
It is.
interesting things. Like the banana was a new experience for me. And when someone says, "Are you sure you want to see the banana?" Like, I'd be like, "What? What is this group of people?" Not Banana Daddy, yes, Banana Daddy Lithia.
What other banana is there?
What other banana is there? Yeah, that is definitely. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. What about then? So my questions are probably like I'm not quite there at Radio 1, interview skills, but what's been a kind of, we're both in our over 30s. Let's say that we're in our over 30s. We've had some big stuff in our life. I mean, you just talked about your dad. That is a big life event. But
yeah.
What would you say has probably been the most life-changing event for you? That's kind of shaped who you are now.
I think it's going to go back to the 90s.
I remember them.
Basically, I started to make friends around the world. So I was very much an extreme introvert. Very hard to socialize and connect with people. And once I could do it, it wasn't something I could do comfortably. And so I actually got confidence and got to know people and got to understand people and how to sort of form friendships online. In some ways, a bit sooner than actually in person so much. I had friends in person, but I only kept in touch with literally just 2 or 3 people from school days. So it's very much a case of that really helped me show the impact of what online friendships can do. I even got my first job after university because of friendships online. So someone was working for the company, they referred me, I got the job, and that kicked off my post-university technical career. And so it's natural for me to connect with people and to talk to people online, be it through text, be it through streaming now as well. And that's something which it's normal for me. But that changed from actually, especially at a time where it was deemed as a weird thing, speaking online. It's very much made a big impact on my life.
Wow, so that's a game changer. Just through a friendship brought you into the tech world, and then, it is your life. Did you ever go on Habbo Hotel then to build up those socializing skills? Do you remember Habbo Hotel?
I think it might have been a time when actually, I wasn't really there. So it's more the 90s. I was on online chat rooms, and then it's
MSN.
It's all through games.
I thought
a bit of MSN Messenger, ICQ, that kind of thing. But I was using Telnet-based things and IRC type chat rooms back in the day. It's real basic stuff in sort of the mid 90s.
Oh, that's amazing.
So basically, my best friend from school, who went to a different university, said, "Well, look, this is a way we can catch up and chat." Because back then, mobile phones were ridiculously expensive, and it was difficult to keep in touch with friends in that sense. So it was really a good way to keep in touch with with a good friend and to make others.
That's so good. Okay, so technology, right? Here's what I get as a vicary kind of person. And I'm gaming, I'm streaming, I'm having a lot of fun doing this stuff, and I don't fit the mold, as people say, often, and it's quite frustrating, but also probably a compliment. Is technology, people do not get it, right? So there's a certain generation of people who do not get it. There's a whole bunch of people who sort of get it, but just see it as dangerous. And then there's our generation, I think we're just about in the same one, of, we sort of grew up with the big jumps. And then there's the generations before us who sort of didn't know a world without Google, So technology it's been around for a while. do you think that? What am I trying to say? I wonder. Do you see technology as a force for good, or do you see it? Well, no, you see it as a force for good. Do you see any?
Yes.
Do you see? Okay, so do you see dangers in technology? Do you see any dangers in technology in the way it's been used?
Yes, it can be. I mean, it depends on what people use it for. It can be a better way to be more social, but it can be also a way to be to hide away from things. And sometimes a distraction is really good, but sometimes people can just lose themselves and not have the right balance between spending time gaming. So, for me, it's really easy because I have to go out to walk the dogs. I got 2 dogs which are rescues, and they need to get walked twice a day. And I will typically do most of the walks, typically with my partner. But there'll be times I do it, on my own, and times that she does it on her own.
Mm.
So I always get that exercise out from there. I think exercise is being proven to be really great for your mental health.
Mm.
And so, whilst I love technology, I know that it's really important to get that break as well. And that's ties in with my other passion of traveling and seeing different places.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. Someone said in the chat that social media can be very hurtful. But what do you think about that?
Yes, it absolutely can. And communities can be quite hurtful as well. And that's one thing that I found out when I started to stream. You find out people that are streaming because they love it and they love the people, and they accept other people might stream. And there's people that as soon as they find out you're streaming, you're removed from VIP, you're excluded from their community, and it's like, okay, that's your choice. But it's very much, I was going to not change myself around them, but they somehow feel threatened that you're taking something away from them, and that's really sad that they're in that place. And I've seen it happen to a few other people from a couple of streamers, and it is really sad. Whereas they're almost wanting to have control of it somehow.
Okay, so what do we say? What do we say to people? What advice can we give people then to streamers, particularly those starting out, about that then, about how we relate in community, how we function as part of the gaming community? What advice could we give them?
For me, I would say it's looking at being part of communities first. That's the easiest way. If you just throw time at streaming, that typically doesn't get you bigger. If you are going to actually involve yourself in entire communities, people get to know you, and people just are interested in you as a person then. And so it's very much a case of it's spend time in the communities and support other streamers. So I'm fortunate I can typically have a couple of streams on the background while I work. I might not be able to interact so much, but they can be in the background. And so, I can get to connect with other streams and communities that way. But I would not be where I am today if I didn't have that initial support. I would have probably done a few streams that have teetered out, and that would have been it. It's a case of another thing I can recommend is don't sweat about having all the wonderful technology there. Of course, it's a passion of mine to make that easy to get people to put it in their streams, but focus on actually doing stuff you enjoy. People pick up that you're having fun, and if you can interact with the audience, that really goes across so well typically.
That's so good. I just saw that as well. It's the legs. It started with the legs, and then that's really useful. I think there's something really important about I don't know how you feel about this, Phil, but there's sort of the false positive as well, isn't there? There's the sort of actually going alongside community, even doing that, if your only intention to get to know some people. I love that your remotes are dropping down now. Even if you're that's so good. Even if you go into a community to get to know them, but your real agenda is to get them in your community. It's sort of like false positivity, isn't it? And what I'm hearing from you is I'm hearing actually you may not be able to maintain very good relationships in lots of communities. So invest well in good, healthy ones. And then by extension, you will naturally see a crossover of growth, but don't do it for the growth. Is that
Yeah.
Is that
exactly
fair?
Yeah, it's go find places that you enjoy being,
Yeah.
be it other streamers that play similar games to you or that have similar outlooks as well.
Yeah.
So
That's
I know, like,
interesting.
you play, you like games like Call of Duty. It's not my bag, but I enjoy the community in your stream and the people that hang around, because they're good people that are positive, supportive, and that's the kind of link that I like by being in your stream. So yeah.
Yeah, oh well, that's good. But the only reason I only ever play COD is because in the rest of my games people are so divided on, and I try to keep everyone happy.
Well, they'll be deciding later, won't they?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will be deciding later. No, that's cool. Okay, well, we're coming to land, as one of my favourite over the top evangelists says, Mike Pilavacci. We're coming into land. That would normally be another half an hour of talk, but we're actually going to come into land. So. This is your final say, your final few words. What is your raison d'etre? What is your reason for existence?
I'm very much, I've been through some tough times, especially in my childhood and stuff like that, and passed my father, and it's kind of distilled down to, for me, I want to live my life without regrets. I want to be positive. I want to help others where possible. I'm very much through a sort of fan of like helping others and sharing the knowledge I have. And so, and that's a work thing as well, and that's a personal thing. I like to sort of help other people improve themselves. A lot of tech people, especially when I first started out in the 90s in the industry, were very much about keeping hold of their knowledge, and that knowledge is power. And thankfully, the internet's changed that a lot. But it's very much a case of when you share things, you aren't giving secrets away. You're actually wrapping up something you've learned, and it's like, okay, what can I look at next? So for me, that drives me to do that self-improvement or be more creative. And that's so incredibly satisfying.
That's so good. And I think we can all ascribe to that when we want to live our life with no regrets, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh, thanks so much, Phil. It's been good fun having you hang out on.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh no, I really appreciate it, honestly, and it's a great way to start my 12-hour stream. So I'm gonna say goodbye to you, and then I'm gonna go over to Just Chatting, have a breath. And prepare for my carnage of my children who are going to come join me for some Minecraft.
Excellent. Well, have fun for the rest of the stream and best of luck with it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. All right, God bless.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.